The sky turned dark over Detroit at noon, not from clouds, but from the shadow of something massive blocking the sun. Olivia Reed was writing math problems on the whiteboard when her third-grade students began pointing at the windows. She turned around to see what had caught their attention. "Miss Reed." "Look," said 8-year-old Kevin Miller. Olivia walked to the window. A giant ship hovered above the city. It was smooth and gray like polished metal, and shaped like a flattened egg. Smaller objects moved around it like bees around a hive. "Everyone stay calm," she said, though her own heart raced. "Let's turn on the news." She switched on the classroom television. The emergency broadcast system was active on every channel. A nervous-looking reporter stood on a rooftop with the same ship visible behind him. "Similar craft have appeared over major cities worldwide," the reporter said. "The president has urged citizens to remain indoors while authorities attempt communication with the visitors." The children whispered to each other. Some looked scared, others excited. Olivia counted heads. All 27 students were present. She locked the classroom door. "We'll stay together," she promised them. "Everything will be okay." 200 miles above Earth, Commander Eric Daniels floated in the observation deck of Armstrong Station. Through the reinforced glass dome, he watched as 5 more alien ships emerged from what appeared to be a hole in space itself. "Commander," his communications officer called through his earpiece, "the president is requesting your presence at the emergency briefing." In the station's conference room, screens showed military leaders from around the world. The president looked grim. "Commander Daniels, you're closest to the situation. What are we looking at?" "Ma'am, these ships appeared without warning. They're using technology we don't understand. Based on their positioning, they've surrounded every major population center globally." A new voice joined the call. "This is General Carter from Space Defense. We've attempted radio contact on all frequencies. They've responded with a message in perfect English." The message played. "People of Earth, we are the Vexcari. Your planet has resources we require. Surrender them peacefully and some of you may be spared." The president's face hardened. "Options. Our weapons are nowhere near their technological level," General Carter said. "But surrender isn't an option." Commander Daniels spoke up. "Ma'am, request permission to attempt direct contact from Armstrong Station. Maybe we can negotiate." "Approved," the president said. "But prepare evacuation protocols for the station. I won't risk our people needlessly." Back in Detroit, Olivia's classroom watched as the news showed military vehicles moving into the city. Fighter jets screamed overhead toward the alien ship. "Miss Reed, are they going to hurt us?" asked Lisa Garcia, the smallest girl in class. "No, sweetie. Our soldiers will protect us," Olivia replied, hoping she wasn't lying. The classroom phone rang. It was the principal. "Buses are coming for evacuation," he said, his voice tight with stress. "Get your kids ready." "Where are they taking us?" Olivia asked. "The underground shelters at the community center." "Hurry." Commander Daniels prepared his message to the aliens. He had studied first contact protocols as part of his training, though no one had expected to use them so soon. "Vexcari vessels, this is Commander Eric Daniels of Earth. We request peaceful dialogue. Our species wishes to learn about yours, but we cannot surrender our home." For several minutes, there was nothing. Then a face appeared on his screen. It was vaguely humanoid but with gray-blue skin, no visible nose, and 4 small eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. Its mouth was wide and lipless. "I am General Zurak of the Vexcari Expansion Fleet," it said in that perfect, emotionless English. "We have studied your languages, your defenses, and your weapons. You have nothing that can harm us. 17 worlds before yours have joined our empire. Some fought. All fell. You have 6 Earth hours to prepare your surrender terms." The transmission ended. Commander Daniels looked out the window at Earth, blue, green, and beautiful, and knew that war had come to humanity's home. 6 hours passed. The world's leaders refused to surrender. As the deadline expired, the Vex-carry ships released smaller craft that descended toward Earth's cities. In Detroit, Olivia Reed's students never made it to the evacuation buses. The first explosions hit as they lined up in the hallway. The school shook. Ceiling tiles fell. Children screamed. Back to the classroom. Olivia shouted above the noise, "Stay together." They hurried back, stepping over broken glass. From the classroom windows, they saw alien ships firing at buildings. The sky turned orange with fire. "Miss Reed, I'm scared," Kevin said, his voice trembling. Olivia made a quick decision. "Everyone grab your backpacks. Put in your water bottles and any snacks you have. We're going somewhere safe." She led them not to the main doors, but to a maintenance door at the back of the school. She had discovered it last year when helping the janitor find a leak. It led to tunnels that connected to the old subway system. "Stay close," she said, clicking on her phone's flashlight. "Hold hands, 2 by 2. The children followed her into the dark. Behind them, the sound of explosions grew louder. On the Armstrong station, Commander Daniels watched in horror as cities around the world burned. The station's sensors showed thousands of alien fighters attacking Earth's defenses. It wasn't a battle. It was a slaughter. "Commander," his communications officer called. "We've got orders to evacuate the station. The lunar base is preparing to launch a counterattack." "How many escape pods do we have?" Daniels asked. "Enough for all personnel. Begin evacuation. I'll be on the last pod." As his crew prepared to leave, Daniels made one final transmission to Earth. "This is Commander Daniels to all resistance forces. The Armstrong station will fall soon. Continue operations from ground bases. We will not surrender." He watched as escape pods launched toward Earth, hoping they would make it through the chaos. Then he headed for his own pod, grabbing a data drive with Earth's defense plans. As he strapped in, the station shook violently. The Vex-carry had found them. Underground, Olivia and her students moved through the dim tunnels. Water dripped from pipes overhead. Rats scurried away from their footsteps. "Where are we going?" Lisa asked. "There's an old subway station not far from here," Olivia said. "It's deep underground. We'll be safe there until help comes." They walked for what seemed like hours, though it was probably only 30 minutes. Finally, they reached the abandoned station. Old benches lined concrete platforms. The children sat down, tired and frightened. "Listen," Olivia said, kneeling to face them. "I need you all to be brave. Something bad is happening up there, but we're going to be okay. We have water and some food. We'll wait here until it's safe." "What if no one comes for us?" Kevin asked. "Then we'll figure it out together," Olivia promised. She organized the children, counting supplies and creating sleeping areas with jackets and backpacks. As she worked, she tried not to think about what was happening above ground or whether her own family was safe. Commander Daniels' escape pod streaked through Earth's atmosphere, shaking violently. Through the small window, he saw the battle below. Earth's fighters were no match for the Vex-carry technology. The pod's landing thrusters fired too late. He hit the ground hard, the impact knocking him unconscious. When he woke, his pod was half buried in mud. Blood trickled from a cut on his forehead. Outside, it was night. In the distance, a city burned. He wasn't sure which one. He checked his emergency beacon. It was still working. With luck, friendly forces would find him before the aliens did. He grabbed his survival pack and the data drive, then forced open the pod's hatch. The air smelled of smoke and something strange, something alien. Commander Daniels pulled out his sidearm and began walking away from the burning city toward the dark outline of hills in the distance. Meanwhile, in the subway station, Olivia kept watch as her students slept. She had turned off her phone to save battery, cutting them off from news of the world above. In the quiet darkness, she wondered what would happen next and how she would keep 27 children safe in a world being conquered by aliens. 3 days passed in the dark subway station. Olivia rationed the food, but it was running low. The children were hungry and scared, but they stayed quiet like she asked. They understood the danger. "Miss Reed, I heard something," Kevin whispered, pointing toward one of the tunnels. Olivia listened. Footsteps echoed in the distance, but they didn't sound human. They were too heavy, with a strange clicking sound between steps. "Everyone hide behind the ticket counter," she whispered. "Don't make a sound." The children crawled quickly to the old ticket booth. Olivia grabbed a metal pipe that had fallen from the ceiling. It was the only weapon she could find. The footsteps grew louder. Then, in the dim light of their emergency flashlight, she saw them. 3 tall figures entered the station. They had gray-blue skin and 4 eyes. They were Vexcari soldiers. The aliens carried strange weapons that glowed with blue light. They swept the beams around the station, searching. "Life signs detected," one said in that perfect, emotionless English. "Young humans. Valuable specimens." Olivia's heart pounded. They were hunting children. Her children. She gripped the pipe tighter. "Show yourselves," the alien called. "We will not harm you. You will be taken to processing centers." Olivia looked at the scared faces of her students. Little Lisa was crying silently. Kevin looked angry. Olivia made her decision. "Stay hidden," she whispered to the children, "no matter what happens." Before they could stop her, Olivia stepped out into the open. The aliens turned their weapons toward her. "I'm alone," she lied. "Just me." "Our sensors detect multiple humans," the lead alien said. "Where are the young ones?" Olivia raised her pipe. "You'll have to go through me first." The aliens made a sound like laughter. "Your primitive weapon cannot harm us." "Maybe not," Olivia said, "but I'm still going to try." She charged forward, swinging the pipe at the nearest alien. To her surprise, it connected with a solid thunk. The alien stumbled back. Its weapon fired, missing Olivia, but hitting a wall. Chunks of concrete flew everywhere. The other aliens raised their weapons. Olivia knew she couldn't win, but if she could distract them long enough, maybe the children could escape deeper into the tunnels. Then something unexpected happened. Kevin ran out from behind the counter, throwing his backpack at an alien's head. The alien turned in surprise. "Leave Miss Reed alone," Kevin shouted. Then, like a flood, the other children emerged. They threw whatever they could find. Rocks, pieces of trash, old tokens. None of it could hurt the aliens, but the sudden attack from so many directions confused them. "Retreat! Retreat!" Olivia yelled to the children, pointing toward the far tunnel. But the children didn't retreat. 8-year-old Lisa, the smallest of them all, darted between an alien's legs and grabbed its weapon. It was too heavy for her to lift, but she managed to push it away. Another alien swung at Peter, a tall boy who loved basketball. Peter ducked and kicked the alien's leg, just like he'd seen in movies. To everyone's surprise, the alien fell. Olivia couldn't believe what she was seeing. Her students, her 8-year-old students, were fighting back. And somehow, they were winning. The lead alien spoke into a device on its wrist. "Unexpected resistance. Humans smaller than standard size are attacking. Request backup." But before backup could arrive, Kevin found the station's old fire hose. Still connected to a long-forgotten water supply, it burst to life when he turned the valve. Water sprayed the aliens with surprising force, pushing them back toward the entrance. "This way," shouted a new voice. Olivia turned to see a man in dirty clothes standing at another tunnel entrance. He waved urgently. "I know a safe place. Hurry." The children ran toward him as Olivia grabbed the fallen alien weapon. She fired it blindly at the entrance, causing the ceiling to collapse and blocking the alien's path. Then she ran after her students, and the stranger, amazed at what had just happened. Her third graders had fought aliens, and won. 6 months passed. The world had changed. The Vexcari controlled most big cities, but they couldn't control everything. People fought back in small ways, and some fought back in big ways. The man who had saved Olivia and her students was named Jack Harris. He was once a soldier before the invasion. Now he led a group of survivors who lived in an old shopping mall that had been built partly underground. They called themselves the Mall Rats. Jack had taught Olivia's students many things: how to move quietly, how to find food, and how to avoid alien patrols. The children learned quickly. Too quickly, Olivia sometimes thought. They shouldn't have to learn these things. "Miss Reed, look what I found." Kevin ran up to her, holding the small radio. "It still works." Olivia smiled. Kevin had become braver since the day they'd fought the aliens. All the children had. "Good job," she said. "Let's show Jack." Jack was in the mall's old security room, looking at maps with other adults. They had turned the room into their command center. Radios and stolen alien tech covered the tables. "We got news," Jack said when he saw Olivia. "There's a man named Commander Daniels gathering fighters near the old factory district. He has a plan to hurt the aliens bad." "Commander Daniels?" Olivia asked. "I saw him on TV the day the aliens came. He was in space." Jack nodded. "He made it back, and he wants to meet us. Says he's heard about our group, especially about the kids." Word had spread about Olivia's students. People called them the ghost children because they could slip into small spaces where adults couldn't go. They had helped steal food, medicines, and even alien technology. Kevin held up the radio proudly. "I can fix this to listen to alien talk. They never check if humans are listening." Jack ruffled the boy's hair. "That's why Daniels wants to meet us. The kids think differently than we do. They see things we miss." That night, Jack, Olivia, and 3 of the older children snuck through the city to meet Commander Daniels. They moved through dark alleys and broken buildings, avoiding alien patrols. The factory was old and looked empty, but inside, it was full of people and activity. A woman met them at the door. "I'm Dr. Samantha Powell," she said. "Commander Daniels is waiting." She led them to a room where a man in a torn uniform stood looking at a 3D map of the city. He had a scar on his forehead. "Miss Reed," Commander Daniels said, looking up. "I've heard a lot about you and your ghost children." Olivia felt proud but sad. They shouldn't have to be soldiers. Daniels nodded. "No, they shouldn't. But they've given us something we didn't have before. Hope." He pointed to the map. "The Vexcari have a main communication center here. We've tried to attack it 3 times, failed every time. But your children might be able to get inside." "Why?" Jack asked. Dr. Powell spoke up. "We've learned something important. The Vexcari have sensitive hearing. Certain sounds hurt them." "What kind of sounds?" Olivia asked. "High-pitched sounds," Powell said. "Like children's laughter." Kevin's eyes widened. "They don't like how we sound." "They hate it," Powell said. "It actually hurts them physically. That's why they're so determined to capture human children. They want to study this weakness." Commander Daniels looked at Olivia. "We want to use this weakness against them, but we need to get into their communication center, and only someone small can do it." Olivia shook her head. "You want to send children into danger." "They're already in danger," Daniels said. "We all are. But if this works, we might push the aliens back, maybe even off our planet." Jack put his hand on Olivia's shoulder. "It's their future we're fighting for, Olivia. But it has to be your decision." Olivia looked at the 3 children who had come with them. They stood straighter, looking older than their years. "We want to help, Miss Reed," Kevin said. "We're not afraid." But Olivia was afraid, not of the aliens, but of losing any of these children who had become like family. She looked at the map, thinking of the risks and the possibilities. "We'll need a really good plan," she finally said. Commander Daniels smiled for the first time. "That's exactly what we have." The plan was called Operation Lullaby. For 2 weeks they prepared. Commander Daniels gathered fighters from other resistance groups. Dr. Powell created special sound devices that would play children's songs and laughter. Jack taught the children how to move through air ducts and small spaces. Olivia worried every day. She watched as Kevin and the other children practiced crawling through tight spaces and memorized maps of the alien communication center. "Are you sure about this?" Olivia asked Kevin the night before the mission. Kevin nodded. "We can do it, Miss Reed. The aliens are big and strong, but they can't fit where we can go. And they can't stand our voices. Just promise me you'll be careful," she said. "I promise," Kevin replied. "And when this is over, maybe we can go back to school again." The idea of returning to normal life seemed impossible, but Olivia nodded. "Yes, maybe we can." Early the next morning, they moved out. The communication center was in what used to be City Hall. It was heavily guarded, with Vex-Carry soldiers patrolling outside and alien technology scanning for intruders. Jack led the first team to create a distraction on the west side of the building. They set off explosions that drew many guards away. Commander Daniels led another team to attack from the east. While the aliens were busy fighting the adults, Olivia, Dr. Powell, and 5 children, including Kevin, approached from the south. There was a small maintenance entrance that led to an underground passage. It was too small for adult aliens to use, so it was less guarded. "Remember," Dr. Powell told the children, "once inside, find the main broadcast room. Plant the sound devices where I showed you on the map. Then get out fast." The children nodded. They wore backpacks with the special sound devices inside. "Ready?" Olivia asked. "Ready," the children answered together. They slipped into the maintenance entrance. The passage was dark and dirty, but the children moved confidently. They had practiced in similar spaces. Olivia and Dr. Powell followed behind, moving more slowly in the tight space. Inside the building, they could hear the sounds of fighting outside. The plan was working. The aliens' attention was elsewhere. They reached a junction where the passage split. According to their maps, the left path led toward the broadcast room. "This is where we separate," Dr. Powell whispered. "The passage gets too small for adults ahead." Olivia hugged each child. "Be careful. We'll meet at the exit point in 20 minutes. Kevin led the children down the left passage while Olivia and Dr. Powell took the right path to plant backup devices in case the children failed. The children crawled through dusty passages until they reached a vent that looked into a large room filled with strange alien equipment. 4 Vex-Carry worked at control panels. "That's it," Kevin whispered. "The broadcast room." They waited until the aliens moved to one side of the room, then quietly removed the vent cover. One by one, they dropped into the room and hid behind large machines. Kevin pointed to spots where they should place the sound devices. The children moved carefully, staying low and out of sight. They planted the devices under consoles and behind equipment. Just as the last device was placed, one of the aliens turned and saw Lisa placing her device. "Intruder," the alien shouted in its strange voice. The other aliens turned. The children froze, caught in the open. Kevin made a quick decision. "Now," he shouted to the others. "Laugh, as loud as you can." The children began to laugh, high, clear sounds that echoed in the room. The effect on the aliens was immediate. They covered the sides of their heads where their ears might be. They stumbled and fell to their knees. Kevin ran to the main control panel. Just as Dr. Powell had taught him, he connected the master sound device and pressed the red button. Throughout the building, over every speaker that the aliens used to communicate, children's laughter and songs began to play. From outside, Olivia and the resistance fighters heard strange screams as Vex-Carry soldiers stumbled out of the building, trying to escape the painful sounds. Operation Lullaby had begun. The humans were fighting back with the most unexpected weapon: the sounds of childhood joy. The sound of children's laughter and songs spread from the communications center to all Vex-Carry devices across the city. Aliens dropped their weapons and fell to the ground, covering the sides of their heads in pain. Human resistance fighters moved in quickly, capturing alien technology and freeing human prisoners. Inside the broadcast room, Kevin and the children gathered around the main control panel. They had done it, but their victory was not complete. They still needed to get out safely. "Come on," Kevin said to the others. "We need to find Miss Reed and Dr. Powell." They ran through hallways now empty of aliens. The sounds playing over the speakers protected them like a shield. Any Vexcari who heard the laughter couldn't fight back. Olivia and Dr. Powell had planted their backup devices and were rushing to the meeting point when they heard children's voices ahead. But these weren't happy sounds. They were cries for help. They rounded a corner and saw a horrible sight. A large Vexcari soldier had Lisa trapped against a wall. This alien wore a strange helmet that seemed to block the sounds. It wasn't affected by the laughter. "Let her go," Olivia shouted, picking up a fallen alien weapon. The Vexcari turned, still holding Lisa. "Your sound attack is clever, human, but our commanders are protected. You cannot win." Dr. Powell whispered to Olivia, "The helmet filters frequencies. If we could remove it." Olivia raised the weapon. "Let the child go, or I'll shoot." The alien made that strange laughing sound again. "Your weapons require training to use. You will likely miss." "Maybe," Olivia said, "but I'm willing to try." While they talked, Lisa looked at Olivia. Olivia blinked twice, a signal they had practiced. Lisa understood. She took a deep breath and screamed as loud as she could, right into the alien's face. The helmet provided some protection, but not against a sound so close and so loud. The alien loosened its grip just enough. Lisa slipped away as Olivia fired the weapon. The shot hit the alien's helmet, knocking it off. Immediately, the sounds from nearby speakers made the alien collapse in pain. "Lisa, are you okay?" Olivia asked, rushing to the girl. Lisa nodded bravely. "I knew you'd come, Miss Reed." Just then, Kevin and the other children appeared from another hallway. "We did it," Kevin shouted. "The sounds are playing all over the city." "Not just the city," Dr. Powell said, checking a device she carried. "The signal is being transmitted to all Vexcari ships and bases worldwide. Commander Daniel's teams are tapping into the alien network globally." They hurried outside to find chaos. Vexcari soldiers were retreating, unable to fight through the pain of the sounds. Human fighters were taking control of the area. Jack ran up to them. "You did it." The kids actually did it. Commander Daniels joined them, his uniform dirty from fighting. "We're getting reports from around the world. The Vexcari are falling back everywhere. They can't handle the sound attack." A large screen on a nearby building flickered to life. It showed the face of General Zurak, the Vexcari leader. He looked angry and confused. "Humans," he said, his voice strained. "This attack is unexpected, but it changes nothing. We have conquered many worlds. We will adapt to your weapons." Dr. Powell stepped forward. "Those aren't weapons, General. That's the sound of our children, the ones you tried to take from us." The alien's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. "Your young are formidable. Most species protect their offspring by hiding them. You arm yours." "We don't arm them," Olivia said, standing with her students. "We teach them. We care for them. And they fight for their home because they love it." Kevin stepped forward, staring at the alien on the screen. "We're not afraid of you." General Zurak seemed unable to understand. "Your tactics make no sense. Your strongest fighters should be at the front. Why would you send your young ones?" Commander Daniels smiled. "Because human children can go places adults can't. They see solutions we miss. And clearly, they're your worst nightmare." On the screen, General Zurak turned away, speaking to someone off-screen. His words were picked up by the microphone. "You took their children. We're doomed." The screen went dark as the transmission cut off. All around them, the sounds of alien ships lifting off filled the air. The Vexcari were retreating. 1 month after Operation Lullaby, Much had changed. Most Vexcari ships had left Earth. Those that remained stayed in orbit, not daring to land. Humans were rebuilding their cities and learning to use captured alien technology. Olivia sat on a bench in a small park that was starting to grow green again. Her students played nearby, looking more like normal children than the fighters they had become. Kevin and Lisa were teaching the others a new game they had invented. Jack walked up and sat beside her. Commander Daniels called. "The Vexcari have requested talks." "What do they want?" Olivia asked. "Peace," Jack said simply. "They want to end the war." Olivia watched her students play. "Can we trust them?" "Daniels doesn't think so. But we're stronger now. We've learned how to use their weapons and ships. And they're afraid of us." Jack smiled. "Especially afraid of our children." A military vehicle pulled up to the park entrance. Commander Daniels stepped out, along with Dr. Powell. They walked over to Olivia and Jack. "Miss Reed," Daniels said, "we need your help one more time." "What kind of help?" Olivia asked carefully. Dr. Powell explained. "General Zurak has asked to meet with the humans who created Operation Lullaby. He wants to understand how we think." "And you want me to meet him?" Olivia asked. "You and the children," Daniel said. "Just a few of them. Kevin and Lisa, maybe. The general needs to see what he's up against." Olivia looked at her students again. "Is it safe?" "As safe as anything can be," Daniel said. "The meeting will be at neutral ground. The old United Nations building. We'll have security everywhere." The next day, Olivia, Kevin, and Lisa rode in a military vehicle to the meeting place. The children were excited but nervous. "Will the alien general be wearing one of those helmets?" Lisa asked. "No," Dr. Powell assured her. "This is a peace talk. No weapons or protection allowed from either side." The UN building had been repaired just enough for this meeting. In the main hall, a large table had been set up. Human leaders from around the world sat on one side. The Vexcari delegation, led by General Zurak, sat on the other. When Olivia entered with the children, all four of Zurak's eyes turned to watch them. He seemed both fascinated and afraid. Commander Daniels introduced them. "General Zurak, this is Olivia Reed and two of her students, Kevin Miller and Lisa Garcia." The alien general stood. He was taller than any human, with those strange 4 eyes and blue-gray skin. "These are the ones who defeated my soldiers." He sounded disbelieving. Kevin stepped forward. "We all did it together." Zurak leaned down to look at Kevin more closely. "How old are you, small human?" "I'm 9 now," Kevin said. "My birthday was last week." The alien turned to his delegation and spoke in his own language. They seemed shocked by whatever he said. Zurak turned back to the humans. "On our world, our young are kept separate until they are ready for war. They are not part of our society until they can fight." "That's sad," Lisa said. "Don't you play with them or teach them things?" Zurak seemed confused by the question. "Teach, play. These are not concepts we apply to young." "Maybe that's why you lost," Olivia said. "Our children learned everything from us. How to think, how to solve problems, how to be brave. And we learned from them too. Their hope, their joy, their laughter. These things give us strength." General Zurak was quiet for a long moment. Then he did something unexpected. He knelt down to be at eye level with Kevin and Lisa. "Small humans," he said, his voice softer than before. "Your people have done what no others could. You have defeated the Vexcari. We offer peace." The peace treaty was signed that day. The Vexcari would leave Earth forever. They would never attack humans again. In exchange, humans promised not to use the sound weapon against them. As they left the building, Kevin looked up at Olivia. "Miss Reed, can we go back to school now? Real school with math and books." Olivia smiled. "Yes, Kevin. I think it's time for school again." Around the world, humans began rebuilding. And among the stars, word spread about the dangerous planet Earth, where even the smallest humans fought with amazing courage, and where the sound of a child's laughter could bring the mighty Vexcari to their knees.